Hey everybody, Tony here with the Bike Lab. Welcome back to one of our custom build videos. We're building out in this series a Specialized Chisel Evo. So a cross-country aluminum frame with trail components added to it. So you have a lightweight shredder ready for the Oklahoma region, Arkansas and Texas as well, but some additives to it that make it much more rad worthy. And if you want a chance to win that bike, you can go to patreon.com/Bike Lab Custom. You sign up there and magical noise, you sign up there and it costs you $1 per video for each component that we're putting into the bike. But each dollar is an entry to win the bicycle. All the money collected through this project is what we'll use to invest in doing our next custom builds. Every dollar that comes in will go into a bike that we'll give back away to everyone out there. So if you want a chance to win this Chisel Evo frame size medium, then you can go to patreon.com/Bike Lab Custom and sign up. Now, today is probably one of my favorite features we're adding to this bike. It is a hardtail aluminum frame, but you're going to get to technical sections on a mountain bike a lot of times, and getting your center of gravity back into the right space can be a challenge on a regular XC bike. That seat post doesn't move, it's just a regular old seat post. And a lot of times having a dropper post installed makes a huge difference in your ability to keep your speed high and keep your balance and stability in a really good spot as you go through some downhill sections. I know for me personally, when I'm at St. Crispin's, when I'm at Lake Tom Steed or Medicine Park or Turkey Mountain, because of those rocky areas, especially on those flowing downhill segments, if I'm able to get the dropper post down and get my center of gravity back a little bit, I'm able to leave the brakes a little more wide open and kind of move my way through it a lot easier and avoid endoing, which I know St. Crispin's is notorious for because those flat rocks will get you really quick. So the dropper post we've decided upon is the RockShox Reverb. It's probably one of the most popular dropper posts in the world, and RockShox has done a lot with this post, not just in its functionality and even its fitment, which we'll get into, but also how easy it is to maintenance if and when the seat post starts to get a little squishy and you need to get the oil and the air back to where they're supposed to go. So as we pull this bad boy out of here, we went with the 15 centimeter, the 150 mil, to give us some good engagement there. Get the whole kit here. One thing that they did do as well here recently is this lever, they kind of made it bigger and fatter down here. So as you have it on the handlebar and you have to go to push it to engage it, it's a little easier to find, to kind of engage and move back and forth between your different activations with the dropper post. So that's a little ergonomic change. It kind of makes a big difference. If you're riding and you need to use it suddenly in your rocky section and you're having a hard time finding that lever, you'll just end up kind of diving into it. It's really nice that they kind of change the ergonomics a little bit on this to make it easier to actuate. So as we pull out this bad boy, it's a real unboxing. A couple of things that they've done here. The body on this is a lot shorter, so you can get this into a lot more frame sizes and get the travel that you're looking for, which we really like. They've done a lot of things to kind of shorten it up. They also even moved this seat clamp on some of the older models where the rails would sit on this post was higher by about 7 or 8 millimeters. So even lowering this down just means that you're able to fit this on more bikes, especially for shorter riders that are out there that have a hard time getting a good travel dropper post on a smaller frame with a smaller seat height can be a challenge. And they've worked really hard with the Reverb to try to get it to fit more bikes, especially for your medium, small, and extra small frame size riders, which we like a lot. They've also changed a lot of the internals in here, so when you trigger this, it takes a lot less effort to kind of get it to go down, and it comes back up more consistently. Again, you want to avoid that middle kind of squish feel where you know that the seat post is supposed to be up, but you can kind of feel it not quite there. So the activation and the return are really, really good on this. And the connecting element down here, they've kind of kept, and this is more for the setup for installation, so if you're not installing your own, it won't be as big of a deal. But obviously you can internally run this, and the way they do this, they call it the connect and majig. And what it allows you to do is to deconnect and reconnect the hose with minimal oil loss. So you're allowed to keep that hydraulic actuation in a really good shape without air getting in there with some of the connectors they put in there. But again, that comes down more to the service and maintenance. So if you're not doing the install on that, I would say don't touch that because it's not as important. But one thing on the maintenance side, and I should have pulled this out, it's right here in the top, you can't see it because of this seat clamp here. They call it the vent valve. Over time with a hydraulic seat post, dropper post like this, I mean, there's oil and there's air in here, and at some point air can get into the oil part and it starts to get squishy. It won't quite return, won't activate the way you want. And typically with systems like this, it'd be a pretty heavy service to try to get that all back to normal. But RockShox has built what they call the vent valve into the top of this, which a service tech can easily use to kind of get that air and oil back to where it needs to go. So if and when you have to, with any hydraulic system, brakes included, you'll eventually have to do some maintenance on them. If and when you have to do maintenance on this, it'll be really easy with your mechanic. So again, because we built this, we're building this bike to go out and hit the rough stuff as a cross-country bike, but an Evo trail kind of build, we know that we're going to be riding it hard, so we want to make sure that we have an ability to even do good service and maintenance with it. So it may seem like a small thing to have a whole video on with the dropper post, but because of the amount of dropper posts that RockShox has done and iterations they've had, they've really refined this to work really, really well, to the point where beyond just basic functionality, they started to work on fitment to allow it to be usable by more riders, and even ergonomics done to the lever and different elements around the maintenance and service make this our choice for a dropper post that's meant to be riding hard, should last a long time, and we think is going to be a really good complement to this Chisel Evo that we're building out. So again, may seem small, but it increases the capability of this bike significantly. So that is the video today on the dropper post. Again, if you want to win this bike, you can go to patreon.com/BikeLabCustom. You sign up there and every $1 is a chance to win, and every video costs $1, estimating around 6 to 10 videos per bike. So 10 bucks, 10 entries, and you have a chance to win you a really nice mountain bike. So again, if you have any questions about the Reverb dropper post, you can leave them in the comments below, or if you find this on our website, the chat bubble down to the bottom right. Or if you're one of our Patreon subscribers, you can send us a message through there and we can chat up as much as you like. We're really excited about this project. Next, we're going to be getting into wheels, rotors, and brakes, and then we're going to be getting pretty close to this bike being finished. We're going to jump into tires and some fun other little touches as we put this bike together that we're really excited to share with you guys. So make sure to stay subscribed here on Patreon and even on YouTube if you want, and we'll get each video out to you as quickly as we can.